Did this thing get the update? Zoom update?
Maybe they could just move a little more furniture around upstairs.
Yeah.
Why, what are they doing?
There's something going on.
I think they might be vacating the premises.
in lieu of paying the rent.
They're like, we're out.
You know, we've got all these tenants and they built this whole building, paid their rent. Not one person asked us for.
Wow.
Wow, that is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That sounded good.
Yeah. It's just keeps hanging up. So I'm going to see if I can transfer it over to my computer and see if I can get it to work.
I might need to start rearranging stuff I had scheduled after this.
Yeah, no kidding.
We had a team Zoom for 5 o'clock my time.
Oh, God.
That's not going to work, right?
Yeah, Marianne, definitely push from your computer. I think that that takes one more bad variable up.
That's what I'm going to do right here.
Adrian, your haircut looks good.
You're biased, but thank you. On 2 counts. Dominic, her son, cut my hair.
I know.
Somebody told me yesterday I look aerodynamic.
Really?
You do look aerodynamic.
I love it though. This is a haircut that could last a while before the next
That's
haircut.
what I'm saying.
What you need right now.
Need a lot more
Oh, God.
All right. I just had to move me to the host and
Hey, I'm doing a pre-record for the Tom Chenault show.
Or Margie went home.
oh no, she left.
Difficulties, sorry.
Look at that kitchen. That's an awesome kitchen.
I know, it is a pretty kitchen.
Myself.
So that really powerful computer in there's the one that is frozen?
Shit happens. But yes.
I think she loaned it to Kira.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear everybody.
Over.
You look awful nice, Denise.
Stop. Oh, stop. I look what?
But sit forward a little bit.
Are you kidding with me? Are you joking me?
I was serious. You seriously look beautiful.
Okay, Tom, I have to log into your Facebook.
This can't even be happening. We are a half an hour.
Tom, if this is not working for the radio show, should we still somehow go Facebook Live for the interview and create some of this for your something else later?
No, we'll be fine.
Okay.
She's going to get it done right now. Do you need a code, Marianne?
I might need a code if it asks. Nope, I'm in.
Okay.
All right. Yay. Okay. It's preparing.
I've lost all my talking points that I had. So all my witticisms are gone.
I'm glad we worked out the time clock too.
Yeah, it might work out perfect.
It actually might work. If we just wait another 5 minutes, we can use the original one.
That is hilarious.
No, it's suicidal.
Oh, we don't know what we're going to say.
It still says it's preparing.
Okay, good.
Same spot.
Yeah. It stopped in the same spot. All right.
That's what
what's the next thing?
Is it not going to do it, Mayor?
It says unable to stream video on Facebook Live.
Oh, mother.
Mother.
Should we record it here anyway and then just push it live later and let the live audience know we just can't make it happen, right?
That'd be an easy way to do it if you want to. What do you think? Does that make sense?
I mean, it would be awesome to have the live audience.
We've got the tech to do it, so we certainly can do that.
So what happens?
We record it live now, and then Marianne uses the same thing you guys use on the ambassadors page to run it as a live.
It looks like it's live.
Okay, so, all right.
Marianne, do one more thing. Go in and clear your cache and run it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did it on the other one.
Yeah.
But I want to do it on this one.
Adrian, what do you think the problem is? Is it traffic or what's the?
I think this is a little fragile to begin with. I'm trying to look and see if I can find anything listed about what's if there's a status page or anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why people are often now taking a Zoom and actually even using StreamYard to get it out. This has been happening more with Zoom, and we have to realize the traffic that they have, and they weren't actually kind of really set up to all do this in the beginning, so they're scrambling.
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to try one more time.
And I've just changed my schedule. I've got an extra half an hour even now. So
Thank you, Margie.
no worries. I wish I could help with the technology, but I'm lame.
That's one thing. Adrian's super good at this stuff. And Marianne is as well. This doesn't happen very often.
I am living the perfect know the things you can control and those you can't. I'm home right now because I know I can't control this at all. And I clearly know the difference of the things and I'm just sending love and light to the smart technology people.
Okay, Marianne, in 1 minute, we can go live at 5:06 and just do this show
Okay.
exactly like we always do, and then air it tomorrow at 2 o'clock, like 3 o'clock, make the normal show. That fit for you?
Just air it tomorrow.
We'll just air it tomorrow. We'll just say we
Okay.
didn't do it. We'll say we're going live tomorrow, but we'll send the replay and we'll do the show right now. Then these
Okay.
women can comment all the way through it anyway, like it's live.
Okay.
All right. So get ready to go in 30 seconds. I'm going to tell the radio people we are gone.
Okay, let me get this view all set up.
We'll be done roughly at 5:05.
Adrian, you cannot see. Who can you see on there?
I am on gallery view, or I'm on speaker view, and I'm seeing your Tom Chenault screen page.
Okay, I need to. Because I've moved it.
So you're saying we don't have breaks then?
We still have breaks. It's still exactly the same show.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Adrian, can you see it now?
What time will we be done then? I'm trying to tell my people.
Yeah, I see Margie now.
Okay.
What time will we be done then? It,
1 hour.
58.
okay, fantastic.
Let's go.
All
Ready
right,
to
so
say
let's
it?
do it at 7 so that we're.
All right. I'm going in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Go.
And hello there, everybody. It is Tom Chenault, and it is the Network Marketing Leadership Show. I'm here with my little boy, Adrian Chenault. How are you, buddy?
I am good and feel like we better get our words in now. I think we are going to get upstaged in the best way today. What do you think?
There is no doubt about it. There are nobody more powerful in the world than committed women. And we have got 3 of the most committed women that you're ever going to want to meet in your life, who are out to make a difference in the world. And they have rounded up some amazing people to work with them. They went to Africa, a bunch of them. They're changing the world. And all of a sudden they said, you know what? We went to Africa, but now we've got a problem in the United States. And we need to help some people in a major way. So I'm going to flip this right now over to my buddy. I married her, Denice Chenault. And she's going to take on really guiding this show with a little help from Adrian and I. But I am going to tell you one thing right now. If you ever do anything in your life, pay attention to this show today and get your checkbooks out or your credit cards out, because these women need your help, because there are a lot of women and families and people that need your help. So Denice Chenault, how are you?
Hi, Tom. Hi, Adrian. Thank you for having me. And I'm so excited because today I have 2 icons in the network marketing profession. And I actually was able to spend 2 weeks in Tanzania with them both. And let me tell you, if you want to know somebody's true character, you travel with them for 2 weeks across Africa. And so I want to introduce Margie Aliprandi and Deni Robinson. And I want to start out, and I just want to know a little bit about your story and how you got invited into the profession and what really caught your attention. So Margie, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, first off, I have to say, Tom and Denice, thank you so much for this amazing show and for the consistency and for being a voice in our profession, because this is an unprecedented, interesting time that we're living in. And all but for voices like yours, people could lose their ground and their foundation and their stability. So I just want to thank you guys for what you do tirelessly every week for our profession. So my story as it relates to network marketing is that 32 years ago, I was at a crossroads in my life with 3 little kids that were 5, 4, and 2. I grew up in Utah, so I was familiar with network marketing, but you know how there just has to be sort of that right time, right moment, the right message. I was, as a junior high school music teacher, debating whether I was going to go back to teaching full time, which would have meant leaving my children at home. And I didn't want to miss their growing up years. Plus, I knew that on a school teacher's salary, I might not be able to give them the life that I wanted. And then there was just something inside of me that it always felt like there was something more. So that all came packaged in the beautiful package of network marketing just weeks before I was going to start teaching school again with another junior high school music teaching school contract. It resonated deeply. I saw possibility for myself, possibility for others. In fact, such a big possibility. I canceled the teaching contract with 3 little kids, 5, 4, and 2 years of age. I just jumped in and made a whatever it takes decision. And I am so now 32 years later, I've got grown kids. I see the legacy of entrepreneurship and scrappy mom, who just didn't know much of what she was doing. And it's incredible now. And I'm so grateful for network marketing, what it's done for me, Denice.
Well, you serenaded us a couple of times in Tanzania, so I know your story is true because you have an amazing voice. So, Deni, tell us about your story and how you got started.
Well, first, thank you to you and Tom for having us here to tell these stories and to be with you today. So I grew up in Montana. I'm one of 7 children. I graduated at 16. By just turning 17, I was completely on my own. Went to college, making my way in the world, and I met Tom, the love of my life. And we were married and we had our first child before we were 20. We were living in a 40-foot travel trailer, and a lot of love, but not a lot of money, right? And Tom was working construction to support our family at that time. And I actually went to my first direct sales event, and I just wanted the stuff. And they said, if you sign up and you do 6 parties, you can get the stuff. And I said, well, I can do that. And I went to my first real meeting, and they said that managers drove company cars. And I said, well, that's what I want to do. Within a couple months, I had my first company car. I told Tom, if you go back to college and graduate school, I think I can put you through. So we then, he went to college and graduate school, became a CPA, and through that venture, I was able to put him through college and graduate school and come out with money in the bank. About 10 years later, I was introduced to my first real network marketing company, because a lot of us, we were in direct sales and had said, if this was one of those network marketing things, we'd all be doing a lot better. Because in direct sales, you would actually promote people to your level, and then you would actually lose them. So also during those 10 years, I had 4 children. I now have 7 grandchildren. And this profession of network marketing, which is the great equalizer, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, or your level of education, has truly become my passion and my purpose to give this opportunity, this vehicle of changing people's lives to other people. And that's why I'm here talking to other people today.
Well, I love what happens with women in this profession, and that is when we get to the point where we're totally self-sufficient, we really want to change our communities and be able to give back. And that's exactly what I love about you two, and reaching out and giving back. And because of that, Women United for Change was birthed. And I love that it's all about network marketing women across company lines, joining hands and linking arms. So Margie, can you tell us a little bit about how you first started Women United for Change, how it was birthed, and why you're so passionate about it?
I want to say that it was birthed out of a kind of revisiting of the why. If you start your business and your why is to give your children an extraordinary life, mission accomplished, right? It really had its impetus in several of us reading the book Half the Sky, which is about the marginalization of women globally. And it was so disturbing. A few of us came together. We just said, we need to do something. We need to create a solution. And so we decided that as network marketing women and men, that we're uniquely positioned because we have networks of people, and we we'd been scrappy, and now we had secured our own financial wherewithal, and we were in a unique position to pay it forward. So the first thing we wanted to do is find an organization that we could align with, that had the infrastructure, that had the programs in place, that was tried and true, had integrity. And I know we'll get into this in another segment, but the upshot of all of this now is that over the last several years, we have linked arms. And as entrepreneurs who have been blessed by our own enterprising efforts, we're linking arms, paying it forward. We really are changing the world. We have in developing nations, particularly, we've helped over 10,000 women and families in the United States, in Central and South America, in Africa, and in India. We're making a big difference. Recently, we decided we needed to bring together all of the resources that we've been creating and to help people abroad and bring them home here, where people are really hurting. Right here in our own backyard. And it might feel like a counterintuitive time to say, let's come together and help. But friends, this is not a time to contract. This is a time to expand and to recognize that there are people right here at home that really need our support. So
Well, why are you guys excluding all the men?
we're not excluding women.
Can't the men donate too?
We will take men's money. Absolutely.
That's what I think. I
No,
mean,
we have
beautiful.
many men that are part of this with us. Yes, women and men, Women United for Change, primarily because we recognize that if we can lift up women around the globe, that's where change really starts.
Yeah.
Tom, you know it. If you didn't have a powerful woman, you wouldn't be who you are, right? So if you really want to eradicate poverty, if you really want to have gender equality, if you want to have less orphanages, if you want all of that, then you empower mamas, you empower women, and then everything changes from that. So
I grudgingly agree with you. It's so exciting what you're doing. I mean, it's just, and your excitement and your passion is palatable. And, you know, everybody, we've got a chance to make a difference with some people. So listen to what these guys are saying. They're 100% right.
Absolutely. And, you know, just to feel your heart, Margie, and to know all of your hearts for this mission and what a difference it has made overseas, and, you know, knowing the power that you bring to making that same difference back home at a time when we need it everywhere. You know, this is the time to really mobilize people, isn't it?
exactly, it is. And I'll tell you, we're on the front lines. This organization that we've aligned with, that has this infrastructure and the programs, they have the same frontline approach, right, with COVID-19, and we're working to reach the most vulnerable in the United States, those that are already suffering and maybe below the poverty line, and now they need basic necessities, and even a small donation can make such a difference. And so that's what we're coming together today to talk about, having you join this movement. It's not a cause, it's not a charity, it's a movement, and we're changing the globe by linking arms together, women and men, to lift up women.
Let's take a little break. This is the Genesis Communication Network. I am so happy to be a part of Women United for Change, a man that I am. We're going to come back right after this. Stick around. It is the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Adrienne Chenault and Tom Chenault. And we're now at commercial. How are you, Adrienne?
I am doing great, and that was so cool. What a fun! This is just an incredible group of people united around a huge cause. I mean, it's just everything about it. I'm so excited and inspired.
We got to get people like Richard Brooke. We got to get people, all these men that think they're such muckety mucks. We have got to get them to understand the power of the women, the power of what's going on here. I saw it with my wife in Africa, and it is extraordinary, don't you think?
It's huge. And, you know, it takes a huge willingness and a huge sacrifice, no matter where we go, to, you know, for these women who obviously have a huge amount going on, everything going on in their lives, to pick up and go and spend time over there. And, you know, Denice, it was so cool to see on the front lines the difference that it made. And so, you know, I think we've all got to reach in. We've got to, we've got to tap into really feeling what's going on out there and finding ways to help.
What's that got to do with contactmapping.com?
So it's actually, it's really funny that, and I think just an indication of how important these times are and how important your connections are right now. So Eric Worre did a huge event, GoPro World Tour. We're going to talk more about that later on in the commercials, at least, of the show. But Harvey McKay was one of the people that was on that on today, and he said something that I 100% believe that he knows to be true, and I agree with him. He said, "Take all my money, take everything I have away from me. Just don't take my contacts away from me. And in 3 years, you could reset me to zero, and I would be back where I am right now, just on the basis of those relationships. And that's where we are right now, right? Everything has kind of reset out there. And the thing that is going to guide you through these times, it's your relationships. And Harvey hit the nail on the head. And what was so crazy, so we have this trainer, her name's Elizabeth. She's an incredible, she's just got a big heart. She actually reminds me a lot of you guys. And she spends all this time training our community on how to be effective in the app, how to do everything. And she pinged me earlier today and she goes, "Are you messing with me?" And I was like, I'm not messing with you. I don't know what you're talking about. And she said she had 6 meetings back to back today, where usually she's training people on how to use the app. And she said people just booked time with me because they want to talk about how to navigate themselves in their business through these times. And that's what you need. And that's who we are. I mean, that's really what it's about.
We aren't the app, we're the application.
100%.
So you go to contactmapping.com, you get the coffee shop interview, you understand why we vibrate where we do, and we vibrate out of love and compassion, not a bunch of tech, not a bunch of goofy stuff. It is heart to heart, just exactly like these 3 amazing women.
That's exactly right. And we should, once again, when it comes to relationship building, we should probably also be taking notes from the women.
Right. So when do we come back?
We come back in a minute and a half. So
we still have plenty of time.
We still got plenty of time. I know you were trying to, I felt you trying.
I was trying to rush it because I didn't have any idea how much time we had. All right, good.
So yeah, but this is such important stuff. And in a moment, I think we're really blessed. Many of you who are listening and watching are part of this network marketing community, and network marketing is one of those things that maybe is actually going, your business might be going pretty well in spite of, or even to some degree because of these times, because people are shifting and they're looking for new opportunities. And so if that's you, fantastic. If that's not you, then you're in very, very good company, because the rest of the world is just like that. And so what you need to know right now is that whether it's you or whether it's your neighbor and everybody else around you, that people are more than ever needing connection. They're needing compassion. They're needing somebody that is not going to be some idiot hawking stuff on the internet and trying to sound like they cure whatever, or are going to make you $1 million tomorrow, or any of this goofball stuff. You need somebody that genuinely has a care for the person that they're looking into the eye, or that they're talking to from a safe distance of 6 feet or more. And that's what this is all about. So I want you to go see what that looks like. Go to contactmapping.com/action. And you're going to have a little video. You're going to see what this is about, but we want to help you through this time. And it's more important than ever.
With compassion and love. All right. And welcome back, everybody. This is the Network Marketing Leadership Show. Adrienne Chenault, Denice Chenault, Tom Chenault, Margie Aliprandi, Deni Robinson, not necessarily in that order. Incredible people, incredible women who have just gotten together and said, you know what, we're doing okay in our lives, but there are people to help. And there are people to help everywhere. And what they tried to get across at the very beginning of the show is they are ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. And every one of you can be that person. And all you need to do is plug into the vibe and the mission of these women. And it is going to be off to the races, bringing you to this woman right now, Denice Chenault. Take it away.
Thanks, Tom. Well, I wanted to ask Deni what it was about Women United for Change that pulled on your heartstrings.
Thank you, Denice. Well, my passion has always to be a force for good in the world and to make a difference for people, because in the end, it's all about the lives we change. And you know what? Margie came to me at first, and then I just said, I don't know if I think I'm too busy. And then it happened again, and I said, I'm in. And I can't tell you how grateful and honored, and it overwhelms me right now because I can see it all in my mind, that opportunity for those 2 weeks for us to be. And I shudder to think, had I said no, because to be there with all of you was a trip of a lifetime. And that's what drew me to the Women United for Change. My little story is a shining example of what we know to be true on a global scale. The key to economic progress really lies in unleashing a woman's potential, because throughout much of the world, the greatest unexploited economic resource is the female population. And we, as women here, we have built a strong voice through the platform of network marketing. And now that we get to be, you know, a voice for these other women, it excites me, and it really has burned and instilled a new fire that I didn't have somewhere in my heart. It's just growing so strong. Just to give you guys a quick, here's a woman that just stood by us in her car. I've got a book here full of hundreds and hundreds of pictures of this amazing adventure with these women. Look at these little children touching Denice's beautiful hair. You know, traveling to Tanzania, we got to see the work in action firsthand, and how our donations help women living on less than $1.25 a day, and how they can access these loans, and to see them empowered and stand next to us and say, I'm a businesswoman. And to know in some small part that we were doing that was just incredible. And Denice, I remember there was times I would come back to you guys at dinner, and I had just stood in the shower and I had just cried from the day that we had just experienced, thinking I have nothing in my life that I can complain about, because the juxtaposition of our lives compared to theirs, and the happiness that they had, and the discontent that we often see in ours, is staggering. And so I'm so glad that we started this movement, but we see that there's this need. There are these women that don't have to be across the world to us, who are our neighbors, our next door neighbors, over the fence, in the community, in the cul-de-sac, that we said we want to make a difference for. We know these women have these children too, that they're as concerned about, that they're going, what am I going to do? How am I not going to buy that milk, that bread, those diapers, those wipes? And we wanted to come here and say, everyone, we need you, because we are banding together. So Denice, that's why I fell in love with it.
I love it. And that is exactly what got me. That and the persistence of Margie Aliprandi. So, Margie, why don't you talk a little bit about why Women United for Change partnered with Project Concern International?
You know, the first thing we wanted to find was an organization that already had that infrastructure. And it was such a godsend, because PCI has been around for 59 years. They're preferred vehicle for even the US. Even the US government does a lot of their international programs through PCI. And so 86 cents out of every dollar, like, you know, it just, they have all of the metrics to prove that they're getting real tangible results in real lives. And so we fell in love with their Women Empowered program, because, as Deni was mentioning, it gives a woman for $50, it gives a woman a course that will help her establish a micro business. It teaches her fiscal responsibility. It teaches her community skills and how to lead in her family. And as we see that program play out, and these women come together to create abundance, when women have a little bit of economic power, they pay it forward differently. They pay it forward in their families. They pay it forward in their communities. And as this happens, and they stand tall in their purpose, then everything shifts. When women have economic power, it changes the world. So this is why we aligned with PCI, and PCI has programs right here in the United States. As Deni was saying,
Okay.
we know it's time.
We got to take a break.
Here.
Hold it. Margie, we have to take a hard break. You are unbelievable.
Take a break.
We're coming back right after this. And okay.
All right,
you
we're
are
back.
so, I love your fervor. Unbelievable.
But I need to stop.
Thank you. So, is she great or not?
Oh, so good.
Why aren't
so
you
good.
that exuberant?
I've got work to do.
Okay, good.
I got to practice. I need some media training.
Okay, here
A
we
lot
go.
of other training.
That's very, very cool. So, Margie,
You guys,
tremendous job.
what happened while I was gone? What was said, so I don't repeat it?
No, you weren't gone.
No, you were
gone.
just, you were gone during the break, so it wasn't.
Nothing. No, we're on break right now. So
Yeah.
we got a couple of minutes here to talk about our one sponsor and
Flagship sponsor, baby.
our flagship sponsor and everything. We didn't cut you off. You did beautiful.
What do we want to do when we come back in?
what we
I'll-
want to do
I'll
when
type
we
it in
come back
the-
in is so we're still on the air. So
We're
tomorrow,
still live on Facebook.
this is going to be live on Facebook. So this break that we're talking, this little sidebar conversation,
It's not a break.
it's not a break.
Bye,
So
everyone.
whatever you do.
No rest for the weary.
Okay.
So
Live on Facebook. It's the way to go.
that's right,
Yeah.
man. It's a live medium. So let's talk about Pete Vargas for a minute.
Did you guys, Pete Vargas, this guy,
Holy
Incredible.
moly.
good.
Yeah, I did not know who he was, and for those of you who don't know who this gentleman Pete Vargas is, and I can't, maybe Marianne can, we'll grab the notes and we'll put it up tomorrow, so everybody can see it. But he's this incredible trainer, but he talked today about what's wrong with the way that many of us are communicating our message and what would be right. And what's wrong is to be cheesy, to talk about cash and to cut to the chase too soon. So cheesy, we all know, and we have
Terrible
the cheese
idea.
ball detector and you're canned. Cut to the chase is probably the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now that just drives me nuts, which is this sort of gloating about I have a home-based business or all this goofball stuff. Hey, you're out of a job, let's talk, this kind of thing that, you are instantly, I don't want to talk to you even though I am out of a job or whatever that is. And the same thing with talking about cash. If you talk about just the money too soon or too much, you are going to turn people off because that's not what connects to their hearts. And so what he said is instead of doing those three things, what you have to lead with is compassion. And that compassion you saw shine through in the way that he shared an incredible story about a broken relationship with his own father that was healed through an incredible experience by the father of one of the children that was killed at Columbine High School, which was actually a mile from where I was going to school at that time. So I was very closely touched by that whole thing. And it really repaired his personal relationship with his dad. But what I think we can all take away from this is that whether you're in broadcast mode or even more importantly, when you're in listening mode, that by leading with compassion, by listening and by connecting authentically, that is where magic really happens. And that's really what your golf game has been your entire career.
what
And
I've
that's
always
what
done.
contact mapping turned into. So talk a little bit about
The
that,
guy looks exactly like my brother that died.
which is a little spooky.
It was very spooky, and he noticed it right after I brought it up. But the guy, he just led with his heart and his experience and his emotion. And I fell in love with him the second I saw him. Like, people are going to fall in love with you when you get rid of the facade. That's all it boils down to. Cut it to the chase. I mean, it's just complete and total horse shit.
There we go. He's got it. He knows he can't cuss on the
So we're
the
not on-
radio
yeah,
here,
and
so
the-
he just
yeah,
he has to slip a cuss word in there.
Once in a while. It's the
That's
truth,
good.
though.
It is.
Get real.
100%. And when you do it, it's incredible the shift that happens when you let your heart be seen, and when you let your vulnerability and your imperfection be seen, and when you can laugh at yourself, and when you can put it out there. And we all need to do that. And a big part of where that starts is inside of how you relate to somebody in a conversation. And we have a guide that I think is better than anything I've seen out there in that regard. And it's called the Coffee Shop Interview, and it's free for you. It's something that I want you to have. So go to contactmapping.com/CSI. It's a free download. There's nothing attached, no strings attached. We just want you to have that kind of compassionate conversation and want you to see how it changes things.
That's exactly right. So let's go back to the show, but I'm telling you something right now. That is the missing link. It's the secret to success, and you need to do it. And we're back. It's the Network Marketing Leadership Show. We have got a rock star cast for you today. I hope you've been watching. These women have got hearts bigger than their bank accounts, and that's hard to believe. And the reason that they've done so well is because they led with their hearts their entire career, and they're at a point in their life where they understand that giving back, having meaning in their life, and leaving a legacy is more important than any of the things that they got in their life. And I love that about them. I'm watching Deni Robinson and her beautiful daughter follow in her footsteps. And there's no greater joy than that. That's case in point. But the name of the game is lead with your heart, not your head, not your billfold or the things that you have. Because we're going through something right now where we're realizing none of that's worth anything if we're not alive and our families aren't alive and our loved ones aren't alive. So back to you, Denice. Chenault, take it away.
Yeah, no, that is so true. It's hard to find the gifts in the challenging times right now. And I think one of the things is that we are creating relationship like never before. And thank goodness for all this technology that we're able to utilize. But when we were in Tanzania, the most amazing, the first day that we drove into this Maasai village, and these women, native Maasai women, a native dress, they were singing and dancing, and they were so excited to greet us and to meet us. And what I realized, and it's what Dr. Muhammad Yunus talks about, is that all people are entrepreneurs. And that's, when you take a small donation of $50 and you're able to educate a woman so that she can send her kids to school, so that she can provide health care, so that she can become an entrepreneur, you realize how for me, I realize how I can blow money without even thinking about it. And I really suffered a lot when I came home, when I would make a purchase of $50 and what it translated to for me was this could go to a woman across the world. And now we're shifting our focus a little bit because the need is everywhere, but the need is also in our backyard. So I want Margie to speak a little bit about how PCI is really focusing on the United States and women and families in our own neighborhoods.
Yeah, so I thank you so much for those words, and thank you so much for also recommending that Muhammad Yunus podcast. I came home and listened to it, and I think now more than ever I have clarity that I was born to inspire entrepreneurship. First of all, entrepreneurship has changed my life like unrecognizable. And what we were able to see in Tanzania, and we saw it in Guatemala, and it's, in all of these areas, there are 120,000 of these women empowered groups. And what we see are women stepping into their power and their purpose as they become entrepreneurs with just small businesses. A woman who was selling sugarcane to have enough money to make donuts now has an entire pastry shop, right? And is able to build a home and sublet others. And so it's the power that we see from entrepreneurship. And that same entrepreneurship has blessed many of your lives. And one of the gifts of entrepreneurship is that we own our own life, and in many ways our own finances. And some of us have really created some great things in that regard. But the best part about it is that we can create legacy by paying it forward. And so we've just come together with PCI and their programs here in the United States. And we know what $5 can do. I know this is a tough time. A lot of people are in uncertainty. And I want to tell you the number one thing that you can do to make your life abundant right now is, one, remember gratitude, unplug from the media and plug into what you can do to serve. And don't forget about charitable giving. If you were even to give a donation of $5 a month, and we've got the funding link right here that we can share with you, $5 a month, it is going to dramatically impact someone's life. I don't know how many of you have ever been in a time of really scary need when you didn't know how you were going to make ends meet. I have. And I know what a little gift, like just the salvation of some survival things, like
food, right? We're talking about just survival things for mamas and babies right now in our own backyard. And Deni, I love how you flipped through that book. We saw a lot of these faces. We can remember how it feels to look in their big brown eyes and to feel those little kids' arms around our neck. We know we made a difference there. And we know we can make a difference here, but we want you to link arms with us, to agree to do whatever you possibly can. And you have to say the link out. Oh, we have to say the link out loud. Oh, I don't even know what it is.
I'll grab it. I'll do it.
We'll get it. We'll get it. We have to say the link out. But we want to call on all of those who resonate with this, that know that whether it's $5 or $50, we can with $50, we can have emergency care packages delivered to mamas and babies that are the most vulnerable right now, right here in our own backyard, every backyard. So there we go. It is my PCI Global. It disappeared. Denice, I'm going to let you.
Oh gosh, okay. It's my.pciglobal.org /team/288-718.
Oh my Lord.
I know, right?
Say it again.
We'll just put it in the comments.
Yeah, but there won't be comments on the radio, so you got to say it again one more time, really succinctly.
Okay.
It's my.pciglobal.org /team/288-718.
Cool.
How about this? Go to tomchenault.com/PCI Global, and we will have that as a forward to that website by the time you hear this.
See?
tomchenault.com/.
Not just another pretty face right there.
All right, done deal. That's handled. So all you people on the radio, please don't try to write all that down. You'll get in a wreck. So what I'm going to tell you is tomchenault.com.
Nobody's driving, Tom.
PCI Global.
That's true. That is one. She said that nobody's driving. That is a mitigating factor, but that's easier. tomchenault.com/PCI Global.
Good.
Yeah. So Deni, do we still have time? Yeah, we have a few minutes. I would love to hear Deni talk about the focus that we have on helping women and children in our own backyard, and how this is a time where we're scared to walk out of our front door, but we can do everything online.
Tom, thanks for mentioning my daughter. Right now in the other room, there's 8 of us that are staying here right now. I've had children fly in and we're all sequestered here. And it's just been, as a mother's heart, I'm grateful. There's little babies. It's catastrophe like it was when I had those small children, and I'm loving every second of it. But to know what I also like, Margie, there's always been times, I think, for all of us where it was tight. We struggled. There was not enough month at the end of the money. There wasn't enough week at the end of the money sometimes. And that's what happened, is I think that we here have had a whatever it takes kind of mentality. And to know that we can, in some small part now, turn around and alleviate some of that stress that these moms are feeling. And right now in the world, the same winds are blowing on us all over the world, more in a time that I've never experienced in my lifetime. And to know that if we band together, collectively, our voice is much stronger. Of course, when we were even in Africa, we kept saying, we are better together. We are stronger. That little branch has become a tree, and we are one voice and in unison together. And hopefully with all of us here, our donations matter. I look at my grandbabies in here and go, together, you guys, we can make a difference. We can buy that milk. We can buy that bread. We can buy those very essential things for families right here in the U.S. who need our help.
So exciting. And what you guys are doing, I mean, the world needs to know, but the world needs to link arms to help. You can't just expect the big earners to do it. Every one of us can do it, because I'm telling you one thing right now, every one of us could be in that boat. This is the first time I've left my house in weeks. I'm sitting very, very close to my little boy, but I wouldn't let somebody else get that close to me because I'm 69 years old and I'm scared to death that I'm going to get sick and not grow up with my grandchildren. All of us are that close to being in trouble, but what you've got right now is lots of people that are in that trouble right now. Their job disappeared, their income disappeared, their livelihood disappeared, and they need your help. So do that. Reach deep, hit that website and help.
Think about all the single moms out there.
Oh my God.
Listen, you guys, most people don't have $400 in their savings account, you know? And so when you're out of work for 1 month, you can't pay rent the next month, right? And so we are making it super easy. We have a High Five, Give Five campaign going on where $5 every month, given perpetually. Like, listen, that you can buy baby wipes, soap, toothbrushes, right? The little things that actually are very expensive. And $50 buys the essentials. We have a $50 emergency care pack that goes to these moms that has diapers, that has wipes, that has formula, everything that they need to be able to get through these challenging times. And, you know, both Margie and Deni are absolutely right. All three of us have suffered, you know, very challenging financial times. You know, my son Dominic and I, our favorite meal back in the day was grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. So I know what it's like. I had a car repossessed, you know, no cable, no, you know, all that stuff. So $5 really makes the difference. And a $50 emergency care package is life-saving. And I know we're going to go to break in a second, but we're going to have you go to
TomChenault.com/PCI Global. That's where you want to go.
And we're coming back right after this. Stick around. All right, we're back. So Margie and Deni, what I want to know is how important relationships are to you. You saw Deni's face light up when I brought up her daughter because it's the most important thing to her. And that's all that we have to remember about people. It's what's the most important to them, and the importance of figuring that out, documenting on that, and then coming back and just touching it once in a while is why people are drawn to us. And you women have incredible history of loving people and then loving them more. How do you do it? I mean, how do you keep track of people, Margie?
Well, I think Adrian's the guru on that, so I defer to him on that. Well, I've taken a page from your book, Tom, of putting it in notes, right? In terms of keeping track of all of the people that come into our lives. I think more than that, what I want to comment on is that this is a really unique time. In my 32 years of doing this business, I've never seen anything even remotely like this. What's unique about it is that even though there is a spatial distance, we really are banding together. I mean, we really do have people's minds are open, their hearts are open. You can ask a candid question more easily right now than any time, right? Like people's guard is down. You can say, how are you doing? Or how is this impacting your finances? That's not a question that you could ask somebody, you know, a month ago without getting resistance. So this is a time to develop even more relationships. And yes, you're correct, that relationships and fostering them based on what matters to them is the key to everything in life. Definitely business.
Same thing with you, right, Deni? I mean, you got a house full of people, the thing you love the most, you brought home because you can't afford to have them out of your eyesight, right?
That's exactly it. And I'm grateful. And, you know, Tom, you had mentioned, I just remember vividly with Margie, I remember when I saw her at an event, I'm like, I have to know that woman. I have to have her in my world. And even with you and Denice, I met you from afar and I'm like, I have to know these people because you up-leveled me. And that's what I love about these relationships that we foster, online to offline, offline to online. utilizing different tools and through social media. And it is important that right now more than ever that we are distanced, but we are connected by these mediums. And again, I love this, and this is why we do what we do. And let me tell you guys, we would not be here today if we did not 100% believe in the validity of this program. We know where your dollars are going to go. We have seen firsthand what they are going to do with them and how they are going to implement it. We would not have come together as sisters, and with Tom right here to tell you that we need your help. We are a voice, but we can't do this alone. We need to.
Amen. And we need to have that little rant in the radio show. So save that one for in about 30 seconds. What website do they go to on contact mapping?
It's all good. Go to contactmapping.com, check it out, and see what we're up to. But you guys hit the nail on the head. We are connecting in a more important way than ever before. And so lean into that. Let's do it. And why don't you bring us back for the break?
Level up and make a difference in the world, every one of you. So hang on for 5 seconds. And we're back. This is the final segment of the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Adrienne Chenault, my little protege, and my son, and Denice Chenault, my wife, and the incredible Margie Aliprandi, and the incredible Deni Robinson. These people are all of it in a bag of chips. Their hearts, I mean, you felt it all through this show, but you need to know that they meant it. And Deni was just talking about that during the break a little bit, about where this generates from. And it's not coming from her head. It's coming from her soul. Talk about that, will you, Deni?
Oh, just how we're coming together and how we believe in this project. And again, we would not all be here today. We would not have been talking about this for weeks, saying, how can we come together? How can we combine our forces? We have seen firsthand what this program does with boots on the ground, and how they implemented our resources, how they took care of these people. And we know what your dollars are going to do. We know the lives they're going to affect, the care packages that are going to be sent out. And that's why we need you. We're creating a movement, and as excited and exuberant and as passionate as we all are, you can make a difference. Your contribution, no matter how big nor how small, it all makes a difference. It truly does.
What do you think about that, Margie Aliprandi?
Well, amen to all of that. And we have seen it firsthand. This campaign that we've put together, I just kind of printed this off. It's this campaign that we put together right now is a high five. It's a high five to PCI and Women Empowered program for being on the front lines, for being really first responders to those that are most vulnerable right now in the United States in these COVID-19 times, that are really providing the basic needs. I think all of us have expressed that we've each had a time when resources were slim. So we've all been recipients of graciousness and of gifts and of kindness and of generosity, maybe even charitable donations. We may have all experienced that. I know I have been on the receiving side. And so we come together now with just a plea for you to join us in this movement. It's not a charity. We all have our favorite charities. This is a movement. We're galvanizing our efforts, our resources, however small or big, $5 to get some basics. It would make a difference. $5 every month would make a huge difference. And $50 for these emergency care packages, whatever you can do. And even, you know, we have the resources coming together to feed families of 2 and 4. And so we're on the front line right now with those that are most vulnerable here in the United States. And guys, it's basics. It's basics that most of us do not lack. We have them. And your donation goes a long way. And so we invite you to link arms with us, women and men who want to change the world and who want to leave a legacy and who want to have your life count for something more. And so that's our request. Back to you, Denice.
I want to talk about Denice a little bit, because I've seen her literally crying about the circumstance going on with complete strangers in the world that we don't know. And to watch her agonize over, let's do something, not should someone do something. She's got this cause right now that she's a part on that is unbelievable. Denice, talk about it. Where's your heart? Where's your head?
Oh, thank you, Tom. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I think that it's really easy to get caught up in the fear right now. And people are wondering, like, how do we counteract the fear? And I think it is, while we're practicing the social spaciousness, we also have to practice social connection, right? And where can we make a difference? And if your resources are slim financially, $5, you know how much I just looked it up, a mocha frappuccino, $4.95, right? So $4.95 one time can make a difference to a family in need right now. And that's how we counteract the fear, is by being able to do even a small part, to be able to link arms, and many hands make light work. That's what they used to say at my son's school. And that's what we're doing. We're joining hands. We're making the work lighter, because every little donation makes a huge difference.
Okay, so we're out of here in 1 minute. This show, sponsored by contactmapping.com, was awesome. And these women are awesome. Our lives are awesome. And we want your lives to be awesome by the fact that you gave something to somebody that really, really needed it. And that's where you're going to find mission. That's where you're going to find meaning. That's where you're going to find legacy. It's not going to be in the stuff. It's going to be in the people that you help. And
That's
these
right.
women are masters of it. So I want to thank them for coming on. I mean, it really, really made a difference to us. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
So fun, such a big deal, and such an important time right now. And so make sure you do go to tomchenault.com/PCI Global, tomchenault.com/PCI Global, and just give what you can. But this is a time where we're all coming together in connecting together, but it's a time where we all really need to come together and to offer a helping hand to somebody who really needs it. And these women have done a great job of identifying an organization and a group of people that when we give $1, that it makes a huge difference in helping them to go and better their lives and to steer through this time. So go and do it right now. It really is worth it.
There's not one of you that can't spare a $5 bill. Start there, level up from there. It's going to pay back in spades, karmically, everything else. So do it. And we will see you all next week. Thank you so much for listening to the Network Marketing Leadership Show with Tom and Adrienne and Denice and Margie and Deni.
Thank you for having us.
We love you.
So much.
And we're clear.
Great job. That was awesome, you guys. That was wonderful.
Woo! God, and the dog did not bark once.
I can't believe it.
Christmas miracle right there.
Danny, Denice crushed it. You just crushed it. Both of you were
You guys,
phenomenal.
that was really good. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the flexibility, too. Sorry for all the craziness.
I'm pretty sure that we've got a short link. We made it. That's like PCIglobal.com/WUFC or something. I know we've got
okay. We got it now. We'll fix it tomorrow for the radio, and that will live on in that podcast and everything forever. So that will be fine. And
fantastic.
You guys are the greatest. And then tomorrow, once Marianne confirms that we can do this thing at 3:06, tomorrow we'll air the show. And if you guys, we'll be on there commenting like crazy. So we will just
We'll do it too. So 12:06 for me tomorrow, right? Noon, just after noon?
No, we're behind them.
Yeah. Where are you?
Where
You're
are
in
you?
California, so it'd be 2 o'clock your time.
2 o'clock.
Oh, 2:06.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do a watch party. The beauty of this is now you guys could do watch parties on it.
Oh,
Okay.
that'd be better. Yeah. That's so smart.
Fantastic.
All right.
We'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Marianne. You can.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
you guys.
Bye,
Sorry.
guys. Thank you.
But thanks for hanging in there with us.
Thanks, Margie. Thanks, and love you.
Love you guys.
All right.
Love you.